Hey there, what's up guys? Cruiser67 here. Um, gonna be bringing you today what I'm basically gonna show you guys is how to make a structure deck good, like in actual Yu-Gi-Oh. Cause I remember when I first started playing Yu-Gi-Oh, I just get a structure deck, just play it, and it would suck really hard. But I'd be like, well, there's nothing I can do about it. Wrong. There are many things you could do to a structure deck to make it a lot better and actually maybe even playable in like tournaments and stuff. And so today that's what I'm going to be basically doing with you guys. So today's deck that we're going to change is the Onslaught of the Fire King structure deck, and this is the actual Onslaught of the Fire King's structure deck, card for card. I got it off of Yu-Gi-Oh Wikia. I took all the cards from there. So this is the actual deck. Now I'm gonna go through some things and just to basically check out each card, see what's good, and this is just stuff that you guys should do if ever you want to actually make a deck, but you don't want to make it from scratch. You just want to go for a template and use something like an actual structure deck to go off of. So I think the first thing that any structure deck doesn't have is multiples of cards, except for like really bad cards. Like this deck has 2 UFO turtles, which are good searchers, but I mean honestly, like something like Garunix, you need more than one copy of. So we're actually gonna get, oh damn, okay, wait, Fire K. We're gonna get multiple copies of Garunix, multiple copies of Barong, because he's a searcher. And I think like, why not? 3 copies of Kieran, right? Okay, Flameveil Fire Dog, very good card. So I'm gonna add some more of those. Adding multiples of a very good card to any deck is a really good idea, mostly because you want the good cards and not the bad ones. Like Neo Flameveil Sabers. When there are 4 or less cards in your opponent's graveyard, this card gains 600 attack. But when there are 8 or more cards in your opponent's graveyard, it loses 300. So like, out, right? Let's actually go through the monsters and see what's bad first. Flameveil Poon. Destroy by battle and send to the graveyard. You can select and add 1 monster with 200 or less defense from your deck to your hand. Now, to see how this card's effectiveness would be, you'd have to see how many cards that you have less than 200 defense. You have Kieran, you have Barong, you've got Fire Dog, so that's 9 targets if you have all these. Hazy Flame Hippogriff, that's 10 targets. Lancelord, 10 targets. 11. No. Flame Tiger is a target. Raging Flame Sprite target, and Foxfire is a target. That's not that bad. So I'll keep that. So we'll keep that in for now because you do have 14 targets to go with this. Sacred Phoenix and his Theses, always good with Onslaught. Manticore of Darkness is not actually a bad card in this deck. It's a level 6 fire type. During the end phase of any turn that this card is sent to the graveyard, you can send 1 Beast Warrior, or Wing Beast type monster from your hand or side of the field to the graveyard to special summon this from the grave. I know your Fire Kings get their effects by being destroyed, so I'm not sure how great this would be, but it is a 2300 meter that can come back multiple times per turn. So, Hazy Flame Hippogriff. The only time I see this card actually working is with Rekindling, or with something like Neo, or like if it's summoned through Flameveil Fire Dog's effect, and then you get that 2100 out. That's not bad. It's not bad. Goka the Pyre of Malice. Your special list coming by if you control a fire monster and you special summon this card this way. Destroy 1 fire monster you control. That I think is actually a really good card because then you could trigger Barong, Kieran, or Garunix's effect. So it's a pretty good card to me. Lancelord. And this card you can target one of your banished fire monsters, add that to your hand. It is a rekindling target. It's level 6. Yeah, okay. Royal Firestorm Guards. When this card is normal summon, select 4 pyro type monsters in your graveyard, return those to your deck, then draw 2 cards. It's a good effect, but like how many pyro type monsters do you realistically run in this deck, right? Beast, pyro. It's 1 pyro, so 1 target so far. 2 targets. If it itself does not really count as a target because you don't run multiples. 3 targets. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 targets. Well, considering the fact that I want to get rid of like stuff like Molten Zombie and Raging Flame Sprite, no. UFO Turtle, it's a searcher. how many targets do you have with 1500 or less attack? Kieran, Poon, it's 2. Counter. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Chimera is stupid. Why would I even say that? Sure, it increases your fire type monsters by 500 attack, but how long is that going to stay on the field, honestly? Let's just keep 1 in there, because those are good. Spirit of Flames. It's an option. Volcanic Counter is actually a really good card. I enjoy Volcanic Counter in this deck. I've seen some Volcanic Fire Kings, so that's pretty good. Volcanic Rocket. This works in conjunction with Blaze Accelerator, but I'm just realizing now that Blaze Accelerator, you don't have that many pyro types with less than... Okay, no, yeah, you have Raging Flame Sprite and Foxfire and Volcanic Counter and Flavor Poon. That's 4 cards, so no. And since we don't run Blaze Accelerator, we don't have to run Volcanic Counter, Volcanic Rocket. Yay! And now we're down to 42 cards, which is not a bad thing for a deck, but you need more stuff. Actually, another thing when you're building a deck is you need to run certain staples. Now, staples are cards that any deck uses in any deck, and you know, like, you run a Dark Hole in every single deck that you play. You run a Monster Reborn in every deck that you play. You run, like, Heavy Storm. You run MST. Those are staples, because you need them in any deck, and basically they just wreck. And that's why you need them. I always put Book of Moon as a staple, personally, but that's just me. I'm weird like that. And there are also staple traps, so we'll go for the Solemn Brigade. Double Bottomless. Mirror Force. Torrential. I think Torrential can work really well with this deck, so I'm going to put 2 of them in there. Dark Bribe, because I like Dark Bribe. And now we're at 57 cards. That's no good. So let's go over some cards to take out, right? Let's do this. So where were we at? We were at Volcanic Counter. It's true. Molten Zombie. Special summon from the graveyard, draw a card. It does have a Destiny Hero, whatever, Discommander effect, but I mean, you can't special summon it with Rekindling. You can only special summon it with Reborn or Call, or like Regretful Rebirth. So no. Flame Tiger is a good card, I find, just because you run Horn of the Phantom Beast. Flame Sprite, nope. Foxfire, well, it can't be destroyed by battle. It's special. Oh no, it's during the end phase. Okay, so no, and it can't even tribute it. So no. Let's go for Gopher. Ah man. Let's take out that Mana Core of Darkness, because it's no good. Let's actually move on to the spells and traps. Again, like I said, multiple of good cards are always a good thing. So like triple Onslaught because you have triple Garunix. 1 Fire King's Fire Cycle. I think 2. 2 would be good. But remember, guys, if you don't have the money to go for multiples of cards, don't feel the need to. These are just ways to make cards better. So, Wild Region Release. It does destroy the monster during the end phase, which I think is cool. But no. Hand Destruction. No. I think Duality is a better card for that. To get your but to get your fire monsters in the graveyard. That could help. But we do have Kieran, so let's go for another Duality. Creature Swap. You don't even have that many low monsters. Burden of the Mighty. I'll keep that in. Backfire. Destroyed and sent to the graveyard. No. Flameful Counter. If you run like your Dark Bribes, you don't need this. Phoenix Wing Windblast is a really good card, actually. when you discard one card, you can discard one card to target one monster your opponent controls and return that target to the top of the deck. That's fantastic. Spiritual Kurnai. No, you're not destroying your monster, you're just tributing it, so. Blast of Chain, no. I'm evil, honestly. Regretful Rebirth, maybe. Now we have 50 cards. I mean, that's just dirty. Like, if we were honestly just going for cards that worked in the deck, this would be the template. But since we want a deck that can work competitively, we're gonna go. Let's take out Spirit of Flames because you have to banish a card in your graveyard. Let's take out UFO Turtle because you already have Barong as a searcher. Let's take out Lance Lords because you're not going to be banishing anything. Kindling is good. I want to put in another volcanic counter, but I don't at the same time. Because yeah, this is many cards. Let's take out Flame Volpoon. We're slowly getting there. Slowly getting there. Let's take out a Fire Dog, because we don't have that many targets anymore. But now we only have 16 monsters and like 15 and 14 traps. 15 and 14 spells and traps. I think we can run like less spells, so we're gonna take out Burden of the Mighty. And we'll take out, well, Call is, let's take out Regretful Rebirth because Call I think is better. Horn of the Phantom Beast I think is good. So it's between Nightmare Wheel and Phoenix Wind Blast. Let's go, I don't know. Let's keep Nightmare Wheel because at least Nightmare Wheel can inflict damage. So yeah, so this would be your tournament deck template. Let's actually see if we can get any Xyz monsters in here. We got some level 4s and with Flammable Fire Dog, so we're gonna check out some of them. Rank 4 Xyz monsters. So right away, Abyss Dweller, fantastic card. Even if you don't have any waters, just to stop them waters. Yeah, you don't play tanky in this build, so no, you wouldn't go for Brotherhood of the Fire Fist. Diamond Direwolf, like I said in my last video, is a fantastic card in this deck, especially. Let's keep going. Gaga Cowboy, Gemini Pearl, Lavalval Chain. Yeah, why not? Maestroke. I'm not sure if you can make Shockmaster with this. Utopia, Corn, because Corn is good. Roach. Alright, and those are your level 4s. What else can we go for? An 8? Okay, so let's try for level 8. Rank 8s, my bad. Sun Dragon of Heliopolis is always a good rank 8, I think. Tachyon Dragon's not bad. And let's just leave it at that. We have some level 6s with Goka and that. So let's just Exabeetle, Photon Strike Bouncer, yes. Oh yes, Hazy Flame Basilisk Trice, awesome. Oh yeah, and Constellar. So this would basically be the tournament deck. So remember guys, multiples of good cards are always good. You have to evaluate cards that you get and how effective they're going to be in your deck. If you wanted, how effective they'd be if you draw them in a different types of situation, early game, late game, stuff like that. Always remember to judge how effective your cards are going to be against another person's deck. And so yeah, I'm actually going to be playing with this deck later. So if you want, come check out the video for that. Alright guys, I hope you liked the vid. Cruiser67 signing off.